my social security number that you will never see Gucci Mane or Pooh Shiesty standing next to each other again, on a picture again, never on a song again. That shit'll never happen.
The streets have been buzzing for weeks about this wild situation, and now we finally got some real answers. Gucci Mane just broke his silence after getting betrayed by his own artist, Pooh Shiesty. And trust me, this reaction is not what anyone saw coming. We're talking about deleted posts, money being pulled back, and serious disrespect flying around. The hip-hop world is in shock right now. But before we dive into Gucci's bold response, we gotta rewind and break down how this whole mess even started. How did a bond that once looked like mentor and student turn into one of the most shocking fallouts in recent hip-hop history? This story runs way deeper than people think, and Gucci's words just made it even more personal. Let's start from the top. Gucci Mane's been a solid figure in this game for over 2 decades. He's one of the pioneers who helped shape the trap sound that defines modern hip-hop today. From his early mixtapes to turning 1017 Records into a major name in the streets, Gucci's been the guy spotting and building stars who go on to dominate the charts. Now, Pooh Shiesty, real name Lawnrell Williams, came up out of Memphis, a city famous for producing some of the toughest voices in rap. Before stepping into the rap game professionally, Pooh already had a reputation that made people pay attention in Memphis. His story carried that raw, street-level energy that fans connected with, and that authenticity made his music hit even harder. The young rapper had that unfiltered fire that reminded everyone of Gucci Mane back in his early days. He wasn't trying to sound fancy with his bars. He was spitting real stories about real-life situations, and that raw truth was exactly what caught Gucci's eye. But here's where things start to get interesting. Pooh Shiesty wasn't just some unknown kid when Gucci found him. He already had a serious buzz in Memphis, and people were talking about his potential nonstop. What Pooh needed was a mentor with real industry pull and experience to help take his career to the next level. And the story of how Gucci Mane discovered him is actually wild. Word is, Gucci first heard about Pooh through trusted people who moved in both the music world and the streets. They were saying, there's this young dude from Memphis with serious bars and real credibility. When Gucci finally got a chance to hear Pooh's music for himself, he knew right away. This guy was different. The talent jumped out immediately. But it wasn't just a skill. Pooh had that genuine, lived experience that couldn't be faked, especially in an industry packed with copycats and image-driven artists. Pooh Shiesty felt like the real thing. And the signing, it wasn't dragged out with endless talks or back and forths. When Gucci wants someone on his team, he doesn't waste time. He makes it happen fast. He reached out to Pooh directly, and the convo was simple but powerful. Gucci saw potential, Pooh needed a solid platform, and 1017 Records was ready for that Memphis energy. He went from being a local Memphis talent to joining one of the most respected labels in hip-hop. What a glow-up! Gucci didn't just sign him, he really took him in and gave him a major push. He opened doors to top-tier producers and threw the full power of 1017 behind Pooh's career. In the beginning, everything between them looked perfect. Gucci was the experienced mentor, and Pooh was the hungry newcomer ready to prove himself. Together, they dropped music that had both the streets and the industry buzzing. Nobody saw how wild this story would eventually get, but things took a turn when life stepped in. Pooh caught a serious legal case and ended up behind bars right when his career was starting to explode.
Popular rapper arrested. He's accused of a security guard at a South Florida gentleman's club and will remain behind bars. A judge denied bond for 21-year-old Lawnrell Williams.
For most artists, that could have been the end of the road, but Gucci Mane isn't your average label boss. Throughout Pooh's time away, Gucci stayed loyal and kept his name alive. He mentioned him in interviews, showed love on social media, and made sure the world didn't forget about the young Memphis star. That kind of loyalty from a label owner is rare in this business, and it proved how much Gucci believed in Pooh's potential. While Pooh was locked up, hip-hop kept shifting fast. New artists popped up, sounds evolved, and trends kept changing. But Gucci never let the hype fade. He made sure that when Pooh came home, he'd still have a spot waiting for him in the game. The anticipation for Pooh's return was real. Fans, industry insiders, and fellow artists were all on edge, waiting to see what he'd do with his second shot at success. Gucci had always kept the door wide open, but it was up to Pooh to step through it. When Pooh finally got released, Gucci was one of the first to welcome him back in public. He even dropped a heartfelt Instagram post showing real pride in his artist and pure excitement about getting back in the studio together. It looked like everything was about to fall back into place. But something felt different this time. When Pooh came home, instead of linking up right away with Gucci and the 1017 crew, he started moving closer to his Memphis circle, especially toward Yo Gotti and the CMG camp. And that's when things got tricky, because Yo Gotti and Gucci Mane, they've got history that runs deep. We're talking about a rivalry that's been brewing for years, one filled with tension, pride, and some very personal matters. Their root didn't just go back to music, it went back into their personal lives, particularly with Gucci's wife, Keisha K.R. Back then, while Gucci was away, reportedly she had a connection with Yo Gotti, and when Gucci found out, it created a break between them that never truly healed. In street culture, there are unspoken rules, and crossing certain personal lines can leave lasting tension. So when Pooh Shiesty started showing public love and connection to Yo Gotti, it didn't just look like hometown loyalty. It came off like he was choosing a side in a long-standing conflict that carried deep emotional weight. Every time Pooh posted about CMG or popped up at Yo Gotti's events, it felt like a huge disrespect to the man who kept his name alive when things were tough. Then came the moment that had everyone talking. Rumors started spreading that Pooh Shiesty had crossed Gucci Mane in a major way. Not just a disagreement or a business fallout, but an actual situation involving jewelry and money that reportedly went down in a Dallas studio session. According to what's been said, Pooh and his crew were in the studio with Gucci when the vibe got tense. Whether it was about money, respect, or the growing friction around Pooh's new connections in Memphis, things spiraled fast. The full story is still blurry, but several sources claimed Gucci ended up losing a few of his valuables, including a watch and even his wedding ring.
For someone like Gucci Mane, who's been through it all in both the streets and the music game, getting betrayed by your own artist hits harder than anything else. It's the kind of move that cuts deep, because this wasn't some random setup by outsiders. This came from someone he trusted, someone he believed in and invested real time and energy into. After the story started spreading online, the whole hip-hop community lost it. Fans were arguing nonstop, some saying the rumors couldn't be true, while others swore they had inside info. Social media turned into chaos overnight, with people dissecting every post, every lyric, and every deleted comment. It felt like everyone was trying to figure out what really went down between Gucci and Pooh. Gucci Mane stayed quiet at first, which only made things worse. The silence had people wondering if the rumors had any truth behind them. But then, boom, Gucci finally spoke out, and what he said shook the internet. He dropped a few subtle lines on social media that seemed to call out disloyalty, fake love, and betrayal. He didn't mention Pooh by name, but everyone knew exactly who he was talking about. The timing was too perfect and the message too sharp. After that, Gucci started deleting old posts that showed him and Pooh together, studio pics, music promos, everything. That move said more than words ever could. Fans noticed instantly, and the comments section lit up like wildfire. Some were siding with Gucci, saying he did nothing but support Pooh from the jump, while others believed Pooh had his reasons for cutting ties. But one thing was clear, whatever brotherhood they once had was officially over. The trust, the loyalty, the respect, it was all gone. And what hurt fans the most was knowing how strong that bond used to be. These weren't just two random artists. They built something together, something that looked unbreakable. Now people can't stop asking, will Gucci ever forgive Pooh? Or is this the end of one of hip-hop's most talked about partnerships? Because if this situation really went down the way it's being told, it's not just about money or fame anymore. It's about pride, trust, and the kind of betrayal that leaves scars forever. Gucci had treated Pooh like family, so the betrayal hit way deeper than just losing money or material things. What made it worse was that people close to Pooh were said to be involved, which made it clear this wasn't some last-minute decision. This looked planned out, meaning Pooh might have been thinking about turning on Gucci long before it actually happened. For Gucci, that had to feel like the biggest betrayal ever. He kept Pooh's name alive while he was locked up, showed him loyalty when most would have moved on, and even welcomed him home with open arms. And this was how it all came back to him? That kind of pain runs deep. But this is where Gucci showed why he's been able to survive in the game for so long. Instead of reacting out of anger or jumping online to air everything out, Gucci played it smart. Every move he made was quiet but powerful. His actions spoke louder than any diss track ever could. First thing he did, he deleted that welcome home post for Pooh Shiesty. It might seem small, but in today's world of social media, that move said everything. By erasing that public show of support, Gucci made it clear he was cutting ties and stepping away from everything they built together. Then came the real boss move, money. People close to the situation said Gucci immediately took steps to recover what he'd given Pooh after his release, whether that was advance money, jewelry, or expensive gifts. Gucci wasn't gonna let that slide. It was a sharp, business-minded move that sent a strong message. He was done playing nice. By pulling back his support and reclaiming what he'd invested, Gucci was basically saying this partnership never existed, and the way he handled it, pure strategy. His response was calm, business-minded, and completely within his rights. Gucci didn't give anyone a reason to twist the story or use his reaction against him. He just made his moves quietly and walked away, like Pooh never even mattered to the empire he built. But for Pooh, though, that was a major blow. He was still trying to rebuild his career after doing time, and losing Gucci's backing changed everything overnight. The connections, the studio access, the credibility that came with being part of 1017, all of that vanished in an instant. That kind of loss doesn't just hurt your image, it slows your whole momentum. This whole situation also exposed the deeper rivalry between Memphis and Atlanta within hip-hop. Both cities have built powerful legacies and raised artists who proudly represent their hometowns. For Pooh, leaning back into his Memphis roots wasn't just about where he came from, it was about finding where he truly belonged. In Memphis, Pooh was celebrated like a hometown hero. In Atlanta, he was just one of many artists under Gucci's brand. Yo Gotti stood as the example of what Pooh wanted to become, a Memphis legend who built his own movement without losing touch with his city's identity. CMG gave Pooh something 1017 couldn't, the chance to be the face of Memphis hip-hop and represent his city on his own terms. But at the end of the day, loyalty in this industry is supposed to go deeper than just geography. When someone invests in you, rides for you, and keeps your name alive during your hardest times, that creates a bond that's supposed to outlast fame, city pride, or any temporary spotlight. Pooh's choice to stand with Memphis instead of showing loyalty to Gucci revealed exactly where his priorities were. He went for instant hometown love instead of staying true to the long-term relationship that helped launch his entire career. For Gucci, that had to sting, because he didn't just see Pooh as another artist, he saw real potential and believed in his growth from the start. This wasn't just business for Gucci, it was personal. He invested his time, his energy, and his faith into Pooh's success, only to watch it all crumble. The whole hip-hop world watched this play out with mixed emotions, some in disbelief, others kinda understanding where it came from. Because let's be real, turning against your mentor is a heavy move, but the pull of hometown loyalty, every artist can feel that pressure. Meanwhile, other 1017 artists were definitely paying attention. They saw firsthand how Gucci handled the situation, and the message couldn't have been clearer. If you break that trust, you're out. No second chances. Gucci showed that loyalty isn't just a word, it's the foundation of everything he builds. People in the industry who'd worked with both Gucci and Pooh were caught in a tough spot too. Many could see both sides. They respected Gucci's loyalty, but also understood Pooh's desire to represent his roots. Still, nobody wanted to publicly stand behind what Pooh had done. Back in Memphis, the rap scene was split. Some fans backed Pooh for choosing his city, while others thought he went about it completely wrong. because truthfully, you can still represent your hometown without disrespecting the person who helped you put on. Meanwhile, Atlanta's scene stood firmly behind Gucci. When one of Atlanta's biggest legends feels disrespected, the whole city takes it personally. This situation didn't just highlight a fallout between two artists, it also shined a light on the ongoing tension between regions in hip-hop, especially the East Coast versus the South. Different areas move with different rules when it comes to loyalty, respect, and business, and this was a perfect example of that.
At the end of it all, both Gucci and Pooh took losses in their own ways. Pooh Shiesty lost a powerful mentor, someone who had opened doors and helped build his name in the industry. And Gucci Mane lost an artist he had truly believed in, someone he invested real time, effort, and resources into developing. For Pooh, gaining instant love from Memphis might have felt like a win in a moment, but the long-term cost of cutting ties with one of hip-hop's most respected figures could come back to haunt him. Gucci's reach in the music world runs deep. Producers, executives, artists, and major connections all respect him. Having him as an enemy instead of an ally could close doors that money or fame can't reopen. This whole situation was a harsh reminder that loyalty can't be bought or forced. It's something that has to come from the heart. You can give someone chances, money, and exposure, but you can't make them truly loyal or grateful. The hip-hop community saw firsthand how even the strongest mentor and student bond can crumble when personal pride and conflicting loyalties get in the way. Success in this game isn't just about having talent. It's about having wisdom, loyalty, and knowing how to move smart in complicated relationships. And when personal issues, like Gucci's long-standing tension with Yo Gotti, mix with business, things get messy fast. Pooh ended up caught in the middle and made a choice that might have cost him more than he ever realized. After all the chaos and rumors, fans started wondering if there was any way for Gucci and Pooh to ever make peace, but that hope faded fast. Gucci made it clear through his actions that he was done, and Pooh never publicly apologized or addressed the situation. Both sides went silent, but the tension stayed heavy in the air. Behind the scenes, people close to Gucci said he felt deeply disappointed, not just because of the betrayal, but because he had really seen Pooh as the next big thing for 1017. He wanted Pooh to carry the torch and represent the label's new generation. Losing that trust changed the whole energy of 1017 Records, and insiders said Gucci became way more careful about who he signed after that. Meanwhile, Pooh's circle in Memphis kept pushing his name, trying to rebuild his image without Gucci's support. But it wasn't easy. Many in the industry didn't want to get involved in a situation tied to so much drama. Collaboration slowed down, the buzz faded, and people started questioning whether Pooh could ever bounce back the same way. The streets kept talking though. Some said the situation was exaggerated. Others swore it happened exactly how it was told. But no matter what, the damage was already done. What used to be one of hip-hop's strongest partnerships had turned into a cold silence that spoke louder than any statement ever could. This moment became a lesson for everyone watching. Loyalty and respect are everything in this business. Once that bond breaks, there's no easy way to rebuild it. Gucci moved on to new artists, new deals, and new music, showing that no matter what happens, he always finds a way to stay on top. But the ghost of what happened with Pooh Shiesty still lingers in hip-hop circles, a reminder of how fast trust can turn into tension when fame and pride collide. At the end of the day, this entire situation comes down to one thing: respect and loyalty. Gucci Mane had every right to feel let down after everything he did for Pooh. Still, the way Gucci handled it showed real maturity and wisdom. He didn't take things to a dark place or let emotions run wild. He simply made sure the message was clear. Actions come with consequences. Pooh's decision to turn against the person who helped build his career is something that'll follow him for a long time. In an industry that runs on trust and reputation, breaking that bound doesn't just hurt relationships, it changes how people see you forever. And the sad part, this whole situation never had to go this way. Pooh could have stayed true to his Memphis roots while still showing love and respect to the man who helped put him on the map. But instead, he made a choice that shut doors he might never reopen. For fans of both artists, it's tough to watch because the potential was undeniable. The hits they could have created, the success they could have shared, it's all gone now because of pride, mixed loyalty, and bad choices. But that's how the game goes. Loyalty means everything, and once it's broken, it's almost impossible to rebuild. Gucci Mane's calm, strategic reaction proved exactly why he's still standing strong after all these years. He knows how to handle betrayal without losing himself or his power. This whole story stands as a reminder. In hip-hop, loyalty pays, and disloyalty always costs. If you've been following this wild situation and want more deep dives into hip-hop's biggest controversies, don't forget to drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. The story might be cooling down for now, but trust, it's far from over.